Now we've seen that ratios are written as fractions, and just like fractions, we reduce ratios to the lowest terms, right? And here we're going to see how to write ratios that are given in the form of mixed numbers. So let's look at this ratio, 1 1/4 inch. So remember that here we are talking about mixed numbers. 2, so divided by, and I'm going to use this symbol. Let's do this first. Divided by 1 3/8 of an inch. Now, the minute we put one number over the other, we can cancel common factors. Now, here we have a mixed number, and I'm going to use this division symbol. It's easier to simplify when we have this division symbol when dealing with mixed numbers or fractions. So this is how we simplify mixed numbers. When dividing, we have to change the mixed numbers to the improper fraction form. So 4 ones are 4 plus 1, 5 over 4 divided by 1 3/8 is 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 10, 11 over 8. So this is equal to 5/4. And now that we've changed the mixed number to an improper fraction, we change division to multiplication and flip the fraction. Now we multiply the fractions, and multiplication of fractions is the same as canceling common factors. So I'm going to write 8 as 4 times 2 divided by 4 times 11 in the denominator. We cancel the common factors and we are left with 10 to 11. So it's a ratio 10 to 11. But just remember that we can write ratios as fractions, and we deal with ratios and simplifications of ratios exactly the same way as we deal with simplification of fractions. The recipe requires 3/4 cup sugar and 1 1/2 cups flour. Find the ratio of the amount of sugar to the amount of flour. So 3/4 cup to 1 1/2 cups of flour. So that is sugar to flour. Now we're going to cancel the cups. That's the common unit in the numerator and denominator. So we have 3/4 divided by 1 1/2, which is 2 times 1 is 2, and that is 3/2. So 3/4 times 2/3. We cancel the common factors and we write it as 2 over 2 times 2. 2 over 2 is a 1, so we have 1 over 2. So that is half. So what does this mean? Sugar to flour is 1 to 2. So basically what this says is you can use this ratio for any kind of volume measurement. So for example, if I want to use 1 cup of sugar, then I need 2 cups of flour. And what if I want to use 3 cups of sugar? All I have to do is multiply the numerator and denominator with 3. So then that would be 3 cups of sugar would mean 3 times 2, 6 cups of flour. And it doesn't have to be a cup. It could be any container. 1 container of sugar, double it, and that's how much you need the flour to be. That's what a ratio means. Now notice what we did in the previous case. We had a ratio involving mixed numbers and fractions, and we treated it just like a calculation in multiplication and division of mixed numbers and fractions. Now we're going to look at ratios that involve decimal numbers. So we have 11.55 kilometers to 6.6 kilometers. So the numbers are given in the form of decimals, but we want to simplify the ratio and write it in terms of whole number, numerator and denominator. So first of all, let's just cancel the common factor, which is kilometer. Now remember, our goal is to have whole numbers in the numerator and denominator, which means we have to get rid of decimal numbers in both the numerator and denominator. So let's see, 11.55 and 6.6. In order to get rid of the decimal point in the numerator, I have to multiply with 100, which means I shift the decimal point 2 places to the right. In order to get rid of the decimals in the denominator, I need to multiply with 10. So I'm going to multiply both the numerator and denominator with the bigger number, so that way I get rid of the decimal point in both the numerator and the denominator. So I multiply with 100 in the numerator and denominator. So multiplying by 100 is the same as shifting the decimal point 2 place values to the right. So that's 1155 divided by 6.6 times 100, and that's equal to 660, because I shift the decimal point 2 places to the right, because there are 2 zeros, 1, 2, and that's how I get a 660. You have to have this rule memorized, because we're going to use it a lot, not only in this class but in other classes as well. So this is 1155 divided by 660. When you see a 115566, you have to think of the 11 times table. 11 goes into both the numbers. So let's see how many times. 11 ones are 11. When we subtract, we get a 0. We bring the 5 down. 11 goes 0 times into 5. Subtract, and that is bring the 5 down. And 11 fives are 55. And this is equal to 105 divided by 660. So 11 sixes are 66. Bring the 0 down, 11 zeros are 0, and we get 11 times 60, and this is 105 times 11. So 105 times 11 is 1155. 60 times 11 is 660. So I cancel the common factors. So I get 5 times 5 2s are 10, 5 1s are 5. I know 5 goes into both. 5 times 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10. So this is what I was thinking. This ends with a 5, so I can divide 105 by 5. Five 2s are 10. Bring the 5 down, 5 1s are 5. And same with the 60. 5 1s are 5. Bring the 0 down, 5 2s are 10, and we get a remainder of 0. So cancel the 5s. And then, of course, we still have a 3, which is a common factor. 7 3s are 21. 3 times 4 is 12. Cancel the 3's, and I'm left with 7 over 4. So what are we saying here? We're saying that 11.55 to 6.6, that's what we started with. And after simplification, we can show that it's equal to the whole number ratio 7 to 4. And how did we get the whole numbers? By multiplying with the higher power of 10. We needed to multiply the numerator with 100 to get rid of the decimal point, and the denominator just needed a 10. So we went with the higher number, so that way we get rid of the decimal point in both the numerator and the denominator.